give me a break. I mean, it's 15:45 on the button, and you whinging bampots just, just. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, fellow vapors from across the world and places outside Fife. Good afternoon. This is going to be a vlog where I go over things that I may have discussed before, because that's what you do when you get over 50. You tend to repeat yourself a lot. I may use some of the insults that I use a lot, and I may make some in-jokes that you may not get nor understand. Also, I don't dye my hair. It's naturally this colour. Thank you. Hello to everybody in chat. Everyone, a respected individual that gives me my place in the vaping community. And yes, thank you for your respect. Not one of you gives me the respect I'm due. Don't you know who I am? I'm a big deal in my shed. Actually, that's a lie. I come after the dog. This is going to be, and I'd just like to point out also, I may go off in tangents here and there, because this is a live. And yes, Mr. Bishop, I would just like to point out that I switched my phone off completely. So there's no beeping, there's no binging, there's no nothing. It's just off. But thank you for trying. Thank you for trying. I'll pick up in comments and things like that, and chat and questions and what I've just fire them out whenever. And if I'm doing something and I see a comment, I'll probably stop and talk to you, because obviously the dog doesn't talk to me anymore. I'm going to show you some things that I have in here just now. I would also like to point out that nothing that you see here, this isn't a sponsored vlog at all, and there's nothing here that I've been given for free, and there's no shops or companies that I'm going to mention, just so you know that. Thank you. Right, shall we start? Or there's what is the best custard, says a man from Greenock. What is the best custard? I'll tell you what the best custard is. The one that you vape a lot of, that's the best one. The one that's empty, they are always the best custards. You can't say better than that, can you? Once again, as always, if you do buy any Jedi's Punk, bear in mind that you have to deal with Simon McDermott, the owner of said juice company, and he's what we in Scotland call a ball bag. So there you go. Nice juice, but the guy's a bit of a dick. It has to be said. And he drives a Harley, or rides a Harley, so that tells you everything you need to know. Right, here we go. What will there's a brave man. Good afternoon from Germany. Welcome to the club. Commiserations from Scotland. Commiserations. Don't worry. You get used to it. You get used to being in this position of not winning. I know it's not something you're used to in Germany, but from a country that loses all the time, it's you'll get there. I'll not go into the football. Right. What do you want to start with? I'll tell you what we'll start with. This is winging it. This is absolutely winging it. And John Connolly. We'll start with John Connolly. John Connolly's a very, very nice man who's in the shed. And short and sweet version is, he sent me a bar of chocolate. Not only did he send me a bar of chocolate, but he also gave me a mod, which was a gift. And he said, do what you want with it, vape it, use it, blah, 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 blah. And vaping with it is what I have been doing. But who's this? Victor should get a real job. Ban. What a knob. Imagine hanging about in YouTube comments just to make a post like that. We lost 2 world wars. We know. Rennie, you're a very witty man. Right, let's get the old man spectacles on and let's look at something. Now, this is a bon. I'll tell you what. We'll take the was it Naburu, the thing that's covered in lip gunk. We'll take that off just now because that's. This is from This is a Bonner mod or a Turnwood FX. Mr. Davies, good afternoon. Hello, Pat, Nick, Rennie. We got Mike. We got Mr. Blizzard. Vic Fenris. No goose juice. Yes, I have a couple of gallons sitting in the freezer. Vape Forever, Sean Lynch. How are you today? Very well. Keith, I got Keith. There's Alex, Mr. Mackenzie, and Wankang is cloning Cheech's line. I think it is Cheech because I'm pretty sure I banned Cheech from my YouTube already. Anyway, this is a squonker. This is a Turnwood FX. For those of you that don't know, the one, the only, the hallowed Mr. Scott Bonner, who was a YouTube reviewer for many years, went down the road of making mods, and this is one of his. Made in the UK, and it's a DNA 75C bump. Do you know, I should actually. I've got this. I might as well give you the details because it's actually written in the card here. There we go. It was made for John Connolly. Callus S DNA 75C, Maple Burl, Carbon Black, Blue Pearl, sanded 3-stage polish, produced by Scott Bonner. So that's the spec for it. I'm as always, being totally upfront with you, and this will, I'll probably put this up for a charity raffle next month, probably. This is a very pretty mod. It's beautifully made. It's very comfortable to vape with. It is also massive. It's massive. It's actually 18650 battery. It's the same width as an 18650 battery. 650 millimeters, in case you didn't know that. Yeah, which is not a problem for me. I don't have a problem with that. It fits in my hand really well. Squonky. It's got the Mod Maker tube system bottle fire, and it's brilliant. And it takes up a 24mm ATI. It's stunning. It's because it's a DNA 75C and whatnot. It's on the big. It's a bit of a big unit. Shall we say that? It's a bit of a big unit. I don't know how old this is. If this is one of these Scott's original ones or one of his first squonkers. I don't know if they're now smaller. I know young Mr. James Story got one of his DNA 21700 mod from him, not a squonker, and I checked the measurements out in that, and it looks like he's actually got the mods smaller than he used to make them. And it was always been one of my criticisms of UK mod makers. They always seem to make their mods really big compared to a lot of our I was going to say our European brethren, but we're no longer part of that club anymore, are we, in the UK? But Scott, I mean, this is the second Turnwood FX mod I've had, and his attention to detail is as good as his colour balance was in his videos. If you've ever seen any of iGetcha69's reviews from 8 years ago, they are better quality than what I have here now. That's how good they were. But so this was, thank you again, John. Connolly, for sending this on. I am thoroughly enjoying vaping with it, and I've been using the Naboo by Hasa. This one was made for me. DNA 75C. Edrin, yes. Mick Blizzard, there's a coconut on the shed floor. It's yes. There's a man from. I now know what TX means. I now know that Texas is TX. Yeah, J's 21700. Yes. I will also point out that I have not been squonking with any juice from Vapor Bay in that mod. Not at all. I didn't use any of this juice at all. Once again, there shall be no promotion or advertising for any companies during this vlog. I did also get, you'll be glad to know, just when you thought that the vape game was getting slow, stagnant, and people weren't releasing anything new or interesting, I got a pod kit today. And this one's from Oxfa. I'm actually quite surprised. Hang on while I get the lip gunk off of it. They said they were sending something on and they wouldn't tell me what it was. Now I know why they wouldn't tell me, because I would have said no. But they sent it on, and I only put some juice in it this morning. Here, you can have a gander at it. You can stay awake. I'll play some music if you want, or I'll put up a picture of my ankle. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Magnets, 2 mil capacity. Yeah, it's the coils in the pod. It's not like you're going to replace the coils separately. You have to replace the whole thing. It's really easy to fill. This just excuse me, I'm upside down here. No, can't get into it. Oh, is it that side? Oh, it's the other side. It's really easy to fill. You've got a little membrane there that you can fill. That one there, that's your air release. Goes in, no bother. And you can mouth activate it, or you can just use the firing button. And there's also, it's got here on the side, you can adjust the airflow really easily. And it's, no, there we go. It's 900 milliamp hour, I think it is. And I mean, I'm just vaping this at 10 watts just now. Oh, 10.5. I've had 71 puffs today on it. And yeah, this is the new Mc thing. Doofree, whatchamacallit, from Oxfa. I love YouTube comments. They're just amazing. It's a restricted direct lung, fully open, but this coil that's in here just now, it just doesn't work well with it fully open. But if you kind of close it down to as tight as it'll go, this one never works. It's actually a very, very good mouth to lung. Pleasantly surprised. I just hate this mouthpiece. You guys don't, I mean, it doesn't work. You know, if you're coming from fags, cigarettes and whatnot, you're used to this, and then you've got this big hoofing mouthpiece on it. It's just, I don't like it for mouth to lung. Been doing great. So yeah, that'll be coming along from Oxfa. I will do a review for it. Yes. Bird's Eye. Oh, there's Mr. Lynn. Mr. Lynn, my group expert on Facebook, knows everything. There's not a thing that you can. Yeah. If you're on Facebook and you want to know anything technical, then Gareth Lynn. Add him to your friends list. send him a message. He loves it. He lives for it. He really does. And there's Cuz and Ben and Mr. Blizzard there as well. There's probably an M&M up there. No, there's probably a little soldier. I'd imagine if there's anything stuck up there, it'll be a little soldier. Right, what else can I show you that some of you have probably seen already? Let's do something that came in yesterday and I forgot to open. You've probably just you've probably, Rennie, I don't think you've ever believed, you've never behaved in public anywhere ever. Optimist, I'll show off the deaf one. I will do, my friend. I will do for you anything. But here we go. Right. I mean, as always, I treat my my YouTube viewers with obviously a certain level of intelligence, apart from Mike Davies, because he's special. But you've probably all seen this or know that this has been coming because they've been advertising it for a little while. But the vape snail is back. Oh yes, it is. But what they've been doing, or what we've got now, if I pop that to one side, is and I should really bring up the product information and all the details, but this is just a live vlog, so yeah, I'm just going to wing it and make a cock up of this. You ready? No, that wasn't the reveal I was looking for. That was... Get the paperwork out. I should have thought about this, shouldn't I? Right, get that out of the way. Hang on, let's do this again. Right. Just do a drum roll in your head, okay? Here we go. That's what you were wanting to see. Yes, it's gold. Yes, it's gold. And I think they're doing a black one, is it? Did I say coloured? Can I say black? I don't know. Anyway, there we go. I've got a gold one here. I've not opened this or anything, but oh, that's pretty funky. That's actually pretty damn cool. I like that. It's awfully, as we say here, it's awfully posh. It's pretty la-di-da. So if you're after a little bit of goldage in your life, then there we go. But yeah, they're doing. I'm sure they're doing the black one as well. How did I get this? Oh, see the deck and everything's. That's pretty. I'm surprised that it's taken them this long. Sorry, I don't mean that to sound like what a dickish thing to say. But I'm surprised it's taken them this length of time to come out with special editions like this. I better not put that back in. I better not put that in there dry. That I might end up breaking something. Ah, well, what the hell? I've done it now. Right. Not only can you get this. Not only can you get this. I'm not sure in pricing, but I'm sure you know where to go. But we also have these as accessories. So we have the pink. What else have we got going on here? We have the blue. See, now I've forgotten what. We have the yellow. I don't know what's in the last one. And the black. Hang on, I've got to tidy up my mess here. If I don't tidy as I go along, then this just turns into an even bigger shit show. Right, there we go. So, you know how everybody, if you've got Delro billet box and all that kind of jazz, then you have to colour coordinate, because obviously with your billet box, you need to colour your doodah, because when you put your panel back on your billet box, you're not going to see it. No, you've got your clear doors and all the rest of it. You want to colour code everything. Obviously, I'll colour code this with my my Delro, because that's not the colour of my Delro. My Delro is actually red. It's not pink. But yeah, there we go. Goodies from Atmazoo, and thank you to the lovely, lovely people at the lab in Athens for sending this on. They didn't have to, but they did, and they sent it on so that I could actually include it in a charity giveaway, which, as always, is extremely kind of them. Extremely kind of them. So I better pack all this away, yeah. Hang on. Turn round, turn round, turn round. Let's. I'll just tidy this up a little bit. Glasses. Right. That can go there. I've got. I'll just put that there just now. I'll put my coffee cup here. No product placement here at all. Just saying that. Adrian is the yellow one. They're all going to. Is it not PCTG? Correct me if I'm wrong. I know somebody here somewhere will open up the website. I'm pretty sure that all the snail tanks were PCTG. I could be very wrong in that one. I could be very wrong. I don't know if this has just been coloured or if they have actually gone down the full, you know. Right, oh, hang on. Boom the tish. Didn't request pink gasket kit. You don't want to know where that is in the shed right now. Let me just tell you that it may be close to the bin. And somewhere over the rainbow. Chris, hi. Chic boy. I got a vape snail over a month ago. Still haven't put it in my BB. All PCTG. Ben, thank you very, very much. There's somebody at my front door. Oh well, that'll do. Thanks. PCTG is okay. It's not LBGT. I'm not going down that road. Remember, we don't do politics, scandal, or anything like that here. But it's all very straight-laced and boring. Some would say. Some would say. Hussar. I'll show you this just now. This is actually what I'm vaping with just now. This is the converter by Ambition Mods, and sitting on top of it is the Gobby by Hussar Vapes. Now this is a pre-production. So the finishing and some of the things on this are not as good as or as polished as you would see on the final retail version. The retail version will be coming. I will be reviewing it when it arrives, but this is as close as, damn it, you know, this is. There we go. I just remembered I'd closed the juice flow control off before I started, and it's now burning the cotton. Anyway, so there. I'll tell you what. I'm going to show you this, but and when we do this in my lives for people that are foolish enough to give me any kind of money, thank you. I have to stress this, and I'm sorry if it sounds like you go, oh, we get it. This is not a retail version, pre-production, not finished. Things will change, and this is, yeah, you get it. You get it. You get where I'm going. Yes. I'll say a few things about it as we go along. Right, where did I put my glasses? Did anybody see my glasses and where I left them? So this is the Gobi, and we're not going to talk about why it's called the Gobi or what Gobi means in other languages. Hang on. There we go. That's better. This may be covered in juice because I'm always covered in juice. I'm pretty sure it holds, if I remember, it's about 4 ml of juice, something like that. The drip tip came with it, and it's a 510 drip tip. We've got a top cap system. You spin it and it comes off, which will be changing slightly to what I have here because it just spins a full 360. And there's nothing to indicate, you know, whether it's open or closed or anything. So they're actually changing this a little bit at the top. I better get some. let's just keep this here just now. Why don't we? Yeah. Oh, can you see my knee? Look, porn. This is my knee. Yes. You didn't need to see that. Right. Let's just get this a little wipe. It's got the juice flow control. So you've got the markings on the tank here. You can spin this and it will open and close the juice flow control. You have one air hole here, nothing anywhere else, and it will come off like that. Now, Mr. Who asked me the question? Optimist asked me. Yes, this is something I've already discussed during a live, and yes, you're absolutely right. So air hole lined up. This is it. It's ready to vape, and when you spin this to take it off the mod, so when you're taking this off a mod, it'll spin the tank, but that is the opening position for the tank. I don't like it. My personal opinion is I think it's a bad idea. You know, I mean, you guys yourself all know that all the tanks that are out there these days, you know, where it's a halfway point. Well, this one, it's right at the end. You know, so if you were, say, using this in a caged side by side, if you were to, you know, unscrew this, it's yeah. In saying that, the deck itself, I mean, this is a 3mm ID Fuse Clapton, obviously from PC Coils, as always, and you'll hopefully see there's a little bit in there you can get your screwdriver. There's your airflow there. Let me find a pokey tool. There's a pokey tool. Here's a pokey tool. Now, you are going to get, or you will be able to purchase these kind of things. So they're going to be doing these in different sizes, mouth to lung, restricted direct lung, fully open, all that kind of stuff. And this is kind of the key thing, is that you can adjust the position and how this is hitting your coil. So that's the USP, or the unique selling point for this device. And I've forgotten which way this goes in. Yeah, it goes back in that way. Come on, yeah, Muppet. Get that back in there. There we go. So I could stick my screwdriver in the side there, and I could reposition that airflow. So you can adjust the angle a little bit, is what I'm trying to say. It's not a potato on the floor. It's a squeaky ball. It's a squeaky ball for the dog. But 3mm ID Fuse Clapton. Yeah, that's about as big as you want to go, and it's a vertical wicker. And there we go. That's it for the Gobi. I'll obviously keep. I'll wait until I get the retail version and give my final thoughts on this and whatnot. There's one thing I will tell you right now, is that this is the only airflow insert I have here, and the flavour is superb. The flavour is very, very good. It's really easy to build on, and I've been getting on fine with it. So there you go. We'll wait and see what happens with the final release version though. But I know they've already started the list, and that was it. I thought the USP was the name. Yes, we're not getting into the name. People get too focused on the name. You know, I mean, the amount of people that told me that haar was German for hair and things like that used to drive me mad. Mr. Chasing Clouds and Flavour Reviews. Yes, indeed, it is. Pay attention, keep up. Slacking there, Josh. Slacking. Right, we'll pop this down. Boink. There we go. Roman! Here comes the man whose sarcasm is off the charts. Off the charts. And there's Lynn as well. Good afternoon. Who else did we have here that I missed? That's it. Caught up. Right. Oh, I'll show you this before I forget. If you're at all interested, will this show up? I don't know. Share screen. Can you see that? Can you see that? I should have one on Friday. It should finally be here. The finished version. The Kyo. There you go, cuz. There's your little MT Essentials logo is now on a device. It's now on a device. Yeah, it's very different to the original one. Very different. Not inside. Inside, the airflow and all the rest of it's the exact same, but the exterior is very, very different. I'll not lie. I'm not going to lie. I preferred the original one, but due to cost and design and what we wanted to do to make it work the way we wanted to make it work, it would have been too expensive, and it just, for mass production, it just didn't happen. So we went down this route. And yes, so that shall be coming soon. From MT Essentials and Van and Del in Croatia. It's not a chicken. It's not a chicken. It's it's a screaming chicken. Why did I get into it? Bueller. Anyone? Bueller. I shouldn't read chat. I should just turn chat off, because you're all no broccoli, no brand recognition, release the chickens. You're all, thank you for your support. I love you all very much. The paraffin budgie, that's another good one. Paraffin budgie, as we know in Scotland, is a helicopter. Let's move on to something else. Actually, quick, look at the dog. Forget everything about screaming chickens. Look into the eyes, not around the eyes, but in the eyes. Look at the coconut on the floor. You have forgotten about chickens. Thank you. Right. It's not a liver bird either. You can bloody bam pots. Right, let's get rid of this for a second. And we're going to go back to this. Now, true story. I shouldn't. I saw a question. I saw a question earlier on, and I forgot to comment. Somebody asked about them. Holy crap in a bike! Somebody asked about the hair and accessories. Sorry, we did the accessories. We had so many X amount of accessories made and whatnot, and then there comes a point where we just have to stop production. It costs X amount for us to get them. It's not. This sounds so shit. It isn't a bit actually, but it's the truth. It costs us. Let's just say it costs us £1,000 to go and get X amount of accessories made. We then have to try and sell those accessories to shops and wholesalers and whatnot, and we run the risk of not being able to sell them or being left with half or three quarters of them. And we thought we'd reached a point where we'd put all the accessories out. There wasn't really many people shouting for more accessories, so we stopped. That's just business. Sorry, that sounds shit, but it is. It's the truth. There we go. If you start the sentence with true story, it's definitely BS. True story, Roman, you're always right. Hugh, no tracking numbers for you. Right, this is the who do you call it? Right, Ambition mods. They're not on my Christmas card list, or I'm not on theirs. They don't speak to me. They stop speaking to me, and they don't send me stuff. That's cool. That's fine. That's their prerogative. But anyway, I won't bore you to death with why. But I saw this. Getting posted in the Side by Side Facebook group, and obviously Vapor Bay in the UK, where this is stocked, wouldn't send me anything for free because they're kind of tight that way. I mean, I obviously made noises saying that I would really like to review one of these, and Vapor Bay would have seen that post, but they still didn't send me it. But and I've not even tried it with any of this juice, which is also available from Vapor Bay. Just saying, this show is not sponsored. So the converter, this is brilliant. This is really good. This little mod, 18650. I've got a battery in here just now. Should have really taken that out. 18650. Boom. You can unscrew this. Do you like how it's covered in juice? Get that. Does that just go straight in there? That. Hang on. Let's just get all the juice off of this. Let's just slow it down just a little bit, and there we go. Does this? I'm still covered in juice. 18350. This is regulated, by the way. This is somebody remind me. I'm sure it's 50 watts. So yeah, you can do that. Or and I should point out, let's just put this back together like this. Obviously battery cap up there that you're supposed to use. I'm just rubbing this on my jumper. Excuse me a second. If you don't like the firing button there, you can little screw under there. Just going to back that off, and you can. Oh, look at the juice! How did I get all this juice over here? This is so bad. I mean, it's literally drowning in juice. That's my fault. And you can change the position, or you can just unscrew this altogether, chuck an 18650 battery in there, and use it as a regulated tube. 23mm in diameter. I shouldn't do that. 23mm in diameter. That's wrong. That's wrong. Anyway, so there you go. There's the converter. I know that nobody has any interest in seeing how the menu system works. Obviously, that would be very, very boring. That'd be very boring. You really don't want to see the menu system. It's fake. Other things you can do. I should say, this cage system here, which is covered in juice, you can undo the screws here and lose the cage system and just have it running side by side naked without this. And I also saw, if you are in the tech division Facebook group, Milo has done some, and you've got a 3D printer. Milo has run off some of his own designs for a cage, and you can print them off yourself and jazz it up. But Milo's a bit of a genius in my book, so that's pretty cool. Chip's just a clone of a clone. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Where am I going here? Where am I going here with this? Let's. Actually, I'm just going to leave it. Don't do what I do. Just ignore what I'm doing here. When you're putting it back together, always put the battery in from the base and then tighten the cap up. Just what I'm doing is wrong. Don't follow my example. I need a mod. No, I don't need a mod. I need a tank. I need a tank. Let's find a tank. This is a nice little segue, by the way. This is a little segue. Do you like that? Put this on here. There we go. You can use it like that as well. So you won't be able to see this because but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if you can. Is that showing up there? It's there we go. And it's can anybody remember how this works? Remember, help me. 1, 2, 3. It's yeah. Power set. So I can go down. I might have to take that down actually. I'll do for that just now. And that's yeah. I think Rennie, I don't know if Rennie's still here. Rennie, you were using it in temp control mode. I'm sure I saw you posting about that earlier on and said that it was working quite well, which is good to know. I think I paid, because I didn't even get any discount. I'm just saying that, I'm just putting that out there. I didn't get any discount, but they did send me a free gasket for a pink Borrow tank. So thank you very much for that free gasket that I got from Vapor Bay. It's appreciated. There we go. I'm going to read chat. Hang on. Witcher7, somebody. I realise there's a dog emoji on the names, but with the dark theme on YouTube, you can't see it. Yes, this is very true. You can choose which side you want the battery tube to. Yeah. Just want to do Dicode's menu that ruined your TC experience in the beginning of time. Yeah. I How can I say this without upsetting the purists? I adjust to taste. It's how I vape. When I make my own coils, which is very rarely these days, I always tend to build coils to how I built them years ago, which was to a fully charged battery. That my coils were always built to that, to vape that way, and I still do. And if it's a regulated mod, I don't really give a shit what's on the screen or what the menu system's like, because I just turn the power up and down and adjust to taste. I like to vape. And that's it. That's what I do when I'm sitting wearing my shorts, scratching my in the living room at home. Obviously, when I'm out here and I have to show off menu systems and whatnot, my personal choice is I like the DNA Evolve boards because I find them simple and they do what I want them to do. If you liked playing with VCRs when you were a kid, if you thought, programming your VCR to record EastEnders 2 weeks in advance was fun, then the Dicodes is for you and you'll have great elements. There's nothing wrong with it. You spend a bit of time with it and it's easy to get round. But you do have to spend a little bit of time with it. But this isn't a Dicodes. This is just something similar. Only the RTA is 22mm. Yes. Vapor Bay UK, no problem at all. We're here to help. Lassie, evening. Good evening. Right. So that's it for the mod. Bullshit and jokes aside, I have not found any issues with the mod at all in the time since I bought it. It arrived next day and I've been using it. I randomly changed through using it in side by side mode to regulated tube mode just because I can. I enjoy using it both ways. Is it worth £65? Absolutely. 100%. I bought it with my own money. I don't regret doing it. And if I was to lose this, would I go and buy it again? No, because this is actually going away in the next in this month's charity raffle. Because obviously it's under £100 and I'm far too posh to vape or keep anything under £100. Gotta stop saying that. So no, it's very good. If you like it and you're looking for what to be, my opinion, what I consider to be a nice looking cheap side by side, very good. It's very good. It's a Chicodes. It is a Chicodes. I like that. It's a Chicodes. I think that's a sticker. Right. Did you see that gasket yet? We're not going to talk about that gasket. We're not going to talk about that gasket. No, we're not talking about that gasket. Fuck. I'll tell you what I was vaping away with the Def 1. No, I don't know if many people will remember this. Remember these little guys? I bought this from Dan Muddett many moons ago. A tiny little 18650 mod, and I've kept it because they're absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I was going somewhere with that. In fact, I can't remember where. It is, cause it's very much a Lego. You just can't. It's like a fidget spinner. Absolutely like a fidget spinner. What else have I got? Before I get into this, is there anything else to show you or make you aware of? I have nothing up here or here. The charity raffle for this month for all that stuff there. Not sponsored by them, I hasten to add. Because they made me pay for the mod that I put in this charity raffle. Even though I support them. And I'm just joking. Yeah, for those of you that are interested, yes, you can win that converter mod that's been covered in juice. You can win a Vicious Ant Eris, the clutch, and the Ayado. The current total I think is about £1,000. And thank you. Love, kisses, hugs, and all that jazz, because I know that it's not necessarily for... I know a lot of people that enter the charity raffles normally, it sounds terrible, but you normally expect to see a little bit of stabilised wood, or a hard to get RTA or RDA or something like that makes it worth putting your money in. But please remember that if you do enter it, then £1 could win you all this gear. So there we go. And that finishes on Sunday, I'm pretty sure. Right. What else have we got going on here? The gasket went the same way as the Ultim Poet cap. Mr. Blizzard, just for you. Right. Suck my vapor. I see what you did there. I see where you went with that. Be safe with all this nonsense going on. Absolutely. Thank you. Same to you. Right. The Def 1. For those of you that don't remember, Core Design did the Experiment 3, which I reviewed about 6 months ago. They've released a new RTA, which you can buy at Steam Island in the UK. Just like to say thank you to Steam Island. They didn't send me one on for review, but they're constant supporters of the channel, and they send me free shit all the time. Unlike Vapor Bay, who also have it in stock. So sorry. I'd just like to say that Alex and Lloyd, the people behind Vapor Bay, do have it in stock. They're selling it. And Rob at Steam Island in the UK are selling this tank as well. They both have it. I really applaud it. I'm going to get so much shit one day. Right, so Experiment 3 that was out. This is now the Def 1. Right, the short... I'm not going to... There's bullshit, there's banter, there's having a crack and all the rest of it. Let's get down to some serious brass tacks and stuff like that. He says, now that he's got his glasses on, I have not prepped for this at all. I'm going to be winging this, but you can go on to either of the guys' websites and you'll get the spec and all that jazz. But the main differences with this one is that when you buy the Def 1, kind of like the Experiment, you get the caps. These wee guys. You know, you got the, you know how the Italians love the shape of the, you know, because it's going to improve the way you vape your net liquids and improve your mouth to lung vaping experience. So you've got a choice, you can use them, but you'll also see that you have a small one and you have a short one. That is because in the box you get a 2mm tank and you also get the 4mm tank. So that's a difference straight away. I've been vaping it with the 4mm when I went to this, because it actually, when you buy it, it comes as mouth to lung. But, and this is, I put everything back in here. Sorry, this is the mouth to lung stuff here. So you get the mouth to lung deck, you get mouth to lung drip tip that comes with it, and air pins and all that goody stuff. Okay. But I've actually, you can buy for extra, you can buy a restricted direct lung one instead. And as before, you've got the adjustable airflow. You know, you can move that to open and close the airflow here. The deck is as before. Kind of dwarf-like. I did say that in the Experiment 3 review. It's kind of dwarf-like. But this will fall over at some point. So you got your wick and hole there. You know, you pull the cotton up through like you do with the Dwarf or the Experiment 3, and it just sits like that. and all the air hole sizes, pins and whatnot, that they're all on the the two guys' websites, or you can go along to the Core Design website and you'll see the spec and details there as well. I will say the mouth to lung on this is now better than the Experiment 3. He's got the airflow tighter. It's a better airflow options on it. So from a mouth to lung point of view, yes, it is improved. And I actually do like the knurling that's going on here. It never had knurling before. And with the direct lung, the RDL kit, you do get a different drip tip with it as well, if I remember right. But let's have a little vape on this, okay? Moving about. I want glass, man, glass. Well, glass is going away. Is it not? Somebody remind me. I know that somebody somewhere will have retained that information. I did give this information at some point because I read it somewhere. It has now been pushed out because I've now remembered something else instead that was more important. Something to do with legislation. They're removing glass tanks, and it's all going to be like PCTG, PC1000 and things like that. So I get the glass. I like glass tanks as well, but for me personally, I don't use tank crackers, so it's never really been an issue for me. PCTG, PC1000. I know back in the day you used to get rather questionable polycarb tanks that wouldn't last 2 seconds. So anyway, the DEF 1. They're on about the DEF 1 here. I am 19.5 watts, and it doesn't have any like juice flow as such. And this is the restricted direct lung. Almost there. It's a really nice restricted direct lung. It's not a, you got, let's say, mouth to lung, restricted direct lung, RDL and DL. You know how we tend to, or I do, there's kind of like a tight and a loose scale for each one. Well, this is what I would call quite a tight restricted direct lung. It's not a very loose one. Those of you, it can be super quiet. It can be super quiet, but because of where the hole is, it's really close. If you get any kind of moisture on the deck, or just your wicking isn't spot on and you just get a little bit oversaturated, then you will get juice down into that deck, and it will bounce about. I'm sure lots of you know what I'm talking about. You know, when you get like a bit of moisture or a bit of liquid into the, you got the juice, the flow going down that way and then that way, or that way and that way. But if you get a little bit of moisture in there, you can hear it bouncing about. And that's the only thing that I'm not a fan of with the restricted direct lung one, is that it's a problem I seem to be having. It could be my wicking. Use more cotton. Or it is just an unfortunate thing with the tank. The only other thing I would maybe mention is that the wick holes, I'm using a 70-30 in this. I do wish the wick holes were just a tiny little bit bigger. It will wick away, but you have to, you're right on, you have to pay attention to when you're wicking it. You don't want to overcook it in the cotton, because it's quite easy to use too much cotton. Once again, those of you that use RTAs all the time, you know your shit. You know how much, you know when it's not wicking well enough because you've got too much cotton. Just push that cotton back in through the wicking hole before you put everything back together, and you'll be fine. Adrian, it's not just the cinnamons, aniseeds, the taste lingers with plastic tanks. I will not disagree. It is not something that affects me. I don't get any taste retention through a tank myself. Maybe as always, as I say and have been open with, is my palate is not the most refined. I would say, once again, Adrian, I'm not disagreeing with you, buddy, but I think you have more chance of retaining flavour through the O-rings on a tank than anything else. I wouldn't be worried about the plastic myself, but that's, yeah, I hear what you're saying, buddy. I hear what you're saying. As for like the design, good looking, dwarvish, top filling RTA. Yes, it is top filling, I'll say that. What else did I miss here? James, say what you mean, don't hold back. Never been a problem. Avoid drama. Always avoid drama. If I'm taking the piss out of somebody, it's because if I'm saying something and it sounds cheeky, it's because I'm having a laugh, and it's usually because that person that I'm talking about is actually in the chat. So, yes, there you go. I got very grown up and serious just for a second there. I could always show you my knee again if you like. Where's my dog? There he is. He's fast asleep. And that is about it for the Def 1. I do think it's a better tank than the Experiment 3. I do think the flavour and the airflow in the mouth to lung are better than the Experiment 3. I like that it comes with the 2mm, 4mm options and whatnot, and it's yeah, you can dial it in better. The RDL option works, good flavour, but there's a couple of cons in there for me. I will try and get a proper review out. I will try my best to get a proper review out. I've just been kind of caught up with life stuff, which loosely translates to wife, house, DIY, and things like that. You know how it works. I like the glass tanks for indoors and the plastic for when I'm out and about. Makes sense. Have you vaped CBD? Yes. I never enjoyed vaping with CBD because CBD always gave the earthy. I always found it had like an earthy undertone to it, and it didn't matter how much flavour they put on top of it, you always got that earthy undertone. So when I used CBD, I used was it 1,000mg, and I just used to drip it under my tongue. Yeah, it's no secret I don't mind talking. I mean, I suffered bloody depression and anxiety for many years, but when it gets bad, I struggle sleeping at night, and I used to use CBD, which helped me sleep. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not saying that it's anything. What I can say is it helped me get to sleep at night. It slowed my brain down and stopped me thinking. That's all it did for me. That's all I ever used it for. There you go. Take from that what you want. But that's the answer to the question. No, that's not mine. No, that's me and my dad rented my dad and I, or myself and my dad. Cause a little bit of help here. What should? No, I'm only joking. We rented that for a few days, and we went and did the North Coast 500 in Scotland in that car, and we had a great time. No, I drive. Actually, yeah, it's been since I last done a last vlog. I changed my car since my last vlog. There you go. I no longer drive an old Audi TT because I found that the constant criticism on people calling me a hairdresser and questioning my sexuality was deeply offending me, so I decided to buy a Subaru Forester instead, which is very popular with lesbians from the early 2000s. So there you go. Make of that what you will. It's true story. Anyway, yes, so I changed my car again. Is that a UV light for your nails? Just leave me alone. And that's actually all I've got, guys. See, cause you're just, it's too easy. It's too easy to wind you in. Um, what else is coming in? What's going on? Right, obviously there's going to be from myself, Van and Dell, the Kyo, that's going to be kicking off very very soon. We're hoping it's just going to be a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks away before they hit the shops and whatnot. And I'll do a release video and a preview and so on and so forth. So I'm not very good at selling things, especially my own things. In fact, I suck at it. But yes, there'll be something for sale before long. It's just often when I'm still thinking about lesbians and Subaru Foresters. Just right, okay. Where was I going with this? I was going, yes, the Kyo will be out shortly. Other things I'm waiting on coming. I'm waiting on the inserts for the 4 from Monarchy. I know I did a video for it, but I really want to try the other inserts for it, because that could make or break that RDA for me. Waiting on that coming in. I've got another couple of RTAs coming in for review. Nothing on the RDA front. That's once again very very quiet. Mods. I've got a couple of mods coming in. I'm waiting on the new mod from Visionary Mods. I've got a new one coming out, which I've seen and it looks pretty cool. So that's coming, and yeah, other stuff. But yeah, hang on, I'll check chat. When I first saw him, did you think he was a lesbian? Just a prick. I didn't know you suffer from depression. Yeah, it's that it should never be embarrassed by it. I mean, it's just an illness that you can beat, you can manage on a daily basis. I spent 3-4 years drooling and barking at the moon. When I was at my worst, I was off the planet for a long time. But now, no medication, no nothing. I deal with it on a daily basis, and there are ways to do it. So never think that it'll beat you. It's you can beat it. You can beat it. You just need to talk to people. Talk to the right people. Go to the right places for help. That is the best thing you could ever do. Never lock it in your head. Speak to people. Anyway, sorry. I need another haircut. Yes, I do. It's booked for next week. Thank you for asking, Michael. More importantly, are you more anxious for the Foundation or the Expanse releases? That's a very good question. Did you see the new trailer for Foundation? I'm so very anxious about it, and I hope I don't offend anybody. But you know how they always, these days with television, film, and whatnot, they always build in the woke element, and I'm worried that they're going to take Foundation and they're going to build that into it somewhere where I'm worried they ruin it with that. Did you find an exhaust supplier maker? Yes, I'm waiting on a quote back from somebody. Mr. Whom? I love you dearly. Thank you. Adrian, as always, you're welcome, and thank you as always for your constructive feedback. You're one of the few people that actually does give constructive feedback. Robert, thank you for all the charities, reviews and blogs rock. Thank you, Wayne. Would love to see all your mod in new cases. They're all there. You can see them anytime. You can see them anytime you want. Ashvar, thank you. And Cuz, talk to people. Yes, and that's it. It's 16:56 in the bonny land of Scotland. I now have to go and make some dinner because it's my turn tonight. And if I don't, as we like to say here, I'll get my heat kicked in. Go and look that one up. Right, got the buttons there. Suck my vapor, been vaping since 2009, coming from smoking 4 packs a day. Bloody hell. Sick of all this vape banning mess going on. Yeah, I mean, you guys, I'm assuming that you're in the States. You guys got pretty screwed. William O'Neill, Todd, the god of vaping, thanks for sharing today. Don't forget TJ, he looks so sad. Do you know, I've not actually got I've not got any biscuits for him. And we normally do the justice for TJ, which always makes him up. Oh, I do. Hang on, I've got a little bit of chocolate here for him. Don't worry, it's proper doggy chocolate. It's dog chocolate. Yeah, there you go. Scooby snack. And that's it. Listen, thank you very, very much. I'm sorry that it was a very impromptu, late, and all that stuff. But thank you so much for watching. But I'm going to bugger off now. Chris, but PSS. Where's PSS? Is that not Pam? There's Pam. Pam, what can I say? I hung about for ages waiting on you turning up. I know that you like to listen for a few seconds and you don't actually retain anything that I say, but I always like it when you turn. I'm going to go. Never mess with Canadian women. Never, ever mess with Canadian women. Dangerous creatures. Trust me, I married one. Thank you. A pleasure as always, and bye for now.